Hello ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy here, and today we're going to be playing Dragon Ball Legends, and I want to be doing a complete guide on how to get Chrono Crystals in this game. Now this is good for new players especially, but also for old players. It might surprise you how many Chrono Crystals you can actually get from not paying for them. So let's get started. We're going to start off with story mode right here. You can actually get a lot of Chrono Crystals from doing these levels. The first thing you do is once you complete one of these levels, you get 10 Chrono Crystals for your first time bonus, which is awesome, and you get that for all of the missions you do apart from these cutscene ones, which is insane. On top of that, you can do these challenges, which is 21 crystals. Sometimes these are even higher, so instead of being free, there'll be 30 for certain missions. That's pretty awesome. So that's 21 Chrono Crystals plus another 10 for the first time bonus. And then on top of that, even for these ones, you get 10 Chrono Crystals from the missions tab. I'll show a clip right now of what that looks like and where you'll have to go to redeem them. But that is awesome. So that's story talking about, and you can get up to 10,000 Chrono Crystals from this, or over 10,000, which is amazing. So if you haven't done that already, make sure you do that. As you can see, I haven't done it all either because it's a lot of time. But if you guys want to grind this game out, then make sure you do that. And it'll be easier if you do it when you've just started the game, because you won't have to go back and do the missions you've already done. So I don't know, when you do a level, just make sure you read what the challenges are, and you can try to do that first time, so you won't have to go back and revisit it later. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next way of getting Chrono Crystals, which is going on menu and then event. Now, similarly to story, event stories are the same thing. So you do all of these, you get 10 Chrono Crystals for each one of these you do, apart from the challenge ones. So this one doesn't have one, but if I go on Napoli Cruel, this doesn't have one either. What about this one? Alright, this one does. Challenge battles give you 50 Chrono Crystals usually, or sometimes even 100. So that's really cool. But you get 10 Chrono Crystals for the rest, plus all the challenges you complete is another 21. So that is quite a lot of crystals, and that's for all of these ones. So if you do that, you should be expecting about 6,780 Chrono Crystals if I've done it right. Next, we have the recommended section over here. This gets a bit more complicated, but it's still a really good resource of Chrono Crystals. So we're going to start off with the 2nd anniversary challenge rush. Now this is not going to be very beginner friendly, but if you have all your characters 5,000 and you've got a pretty good team with synergy, team synergy in there, so characters of the same tag, that will be really helpful for this. And especially if you have these bonus or battle bonus characters, because they give you quite a bit of an advantage compared to if you didn't. These are very difficult, but you do get 100 Chrono Crystals as a reward for completing this first time. And if you do all of these challenges, you get another 100 Chrono Crystals. So if you do all of these, this one, except this one only gives you money and this first time reward thing, then you'll be getting up to 1,000 Chrono Crystals with that. Next, I'll send you all to hell. If you do all of these, you don't have to do 51, but if you do all of these, you get 1,000 Chrono Crystals, and that's 2,000 already. This Trunks event, you get 30 Chrono Crystals for each one of these, which is awesome. And the purple ones give you 50 Chrono Crystals, and then these red ones give you 100 Chrono Crystals. That is awesome. If you also do the challenges on top of that, you will get up to 1,781 crystals if I've done the math correct. All these numbers I say is if I've done the math correct. I did this last night with little sleep, so I mean take that with as you will. But anyway, on to the next one. We have Clash Bonds Transcending Time and Space. You can get 40 Chrono Crystals. This is the 2nd anniversary event, so there's that's just a little bit of chrono crystals there. So next we have ultra space-time rush. This works a little differently to normal battles, but basically what you do is you pick a team. If I press reattempt here, right, so I won't be reattempting it, but I'll show on screen what it's about and how it works. So you have all your characters which you can choose from, and you choose them. You got to do the challenges. Make sure you do the challenges, which I'm showing off right now. And if you lose, it's fine. You get to keep that progress on the damage you did on the characters and try again with different characters. But the thing is, you can't use the same characters you use more than once on the same rush. So if you have Super Vegeta and you use him on stage 1 or whatnot, you can't use him on a later stage because you've already used him. So that's the whole difficult aspect about it. But anyway, there's 5 rushes. You can get 100 chrono crystals on each one of these. Rush 1 has level 1000 characters, rush 2 2000, 3 3000, and so on. So it does get pretty difficult for newer players at the top. But if you get Z on all of these, you get 100 or 500 chrono crystals, plus a lot of these ultra space-time rush tickets, which guarantee you a spark in. So I'll definitely do this every 2 weeks, because I think that's every time it happens. Rising Battle Vegito. So for this one, you get up to 1112 crystals. Once again, if I've done the maths right, just by going all the way up to battle 110. So it's a lot of grinding to do, but it is quite a decent amount of crystals. And you get Super Vegito as a bonus, which is awesome if you have any of the other Vegetos, because he boosts Vegetos. That's that. And Rising Battle Broly, he gives away 1091 crystals by doing all of these. So make sure you do these too. That brings you a total of recommended crystals of 6,734, which is pretty good. Anyway, let's go on to the next way of making chrono crystals, which is upgrade. Now, this is pretty decent for what it is. So you got these bonus battles. These are so you can get rising souls and super souls for your characters and soul boost them, which you're going to need to do if you want to make a really powerful team. But with this, you get 10 chrono crystals for the first time completion, and you get another 5 chrono crystals at the end. So if you do all of them, all the colors and all the levels on all the colors, you can get up to 525 chrono crystals, which is pretty decent because you should do this anyway. And then another thing which I've skimped over, but you shouldn't, is the equipment collection. For all of these except this one, except this one, you get 10 chrono crystals, and there's 10 of these, so you can get 100 chrono crystals for just getting equipment, which you should be doing. Obviously, clearly I haven't, but you should be doing if you don't have these equipments already anyway. You know, obviously hybrid Saiyans, you get equipment for hybrid Saiyans. It's pretty useful for that. But yeah, in total, the upgrade tab can give you a total of 625 chrono crystals, which isn't bad to say it's helping you out. So yeah, we've almost reached the end of this guide on how to make chrono crystals. But the biggest way of making chrono crystals is to go into the missions tab. Now this will tell you all the ways of getting chrono crystals. We've already covered the 2nd anniversary rush and Legend Road Trunks. The amount of chrono crystals I've covered also include these missions, but there's also daily missions which aren't available on this account, but I'll show you on my other account what you can expect to do. So if you spend up to 10 energy, you've pretty much done half of the daily missions. There's 7 daily missions a day. Another mission is to do a rising rush, which isn't too difficult to do, especially if you're doing the story or playing PvP or whatnot. And also do the super scout battle at the moment, so do that. Should be doing it anyway, but make sure you do that. But it's very simple things you can do daily, and you get 35 crystals, I'm pretty sure, every day, which is really good. Then you go, obviously we've gone over events. but you can check over if you want. You can go on Z missions, and this is just general things which you'll get eventually by playing the game. But it doesn't seem too great on this account, but if you've just started, you can get a lot of Chrono Crystals from Z missions, like a lot of Chrono Crystals, by just leveling up your characters to 5,000 and soul boosting your characters. But I haven't even calculated how much that is, because I'm not even sure myself, but it's definitely a lot, so I highly recommend doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If my calculations are correct, you should be able to get about 24,139 crystals, Chrono Crystals minimum, but it's probably a lot higher than that. Probably over 30,000 Chrono Crystals just for playing the game, free to play. And obviously as events come and go, you get Chrono Crystals from that. And I forgot to mention on missions, one of the missions is the adventures. So on this account, I'm not sure if I've done them all, but is it not on here? Okay, that's weird. Okay, well, anyway, usually there's missions for adventures. So if you do all these adventures right here, it changes every now and then. You can get quite a few Chrono Crystals and some other goodies as well. But anyway, that's it for the video. I hope this helped new players and current players. If I've missed anything, make sure to leave a comment down below of what I missed so people can see it. And everything I've talked about will be in the description section. So if you want to check that out, then go ahead. I might, as I said, have done some calculations wrong and whatnot, but this amount should be pretty close to what you can expect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was no video yesterday because I was a bit busy, but hopefully there's going to be another video tomorrow. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and Meteor signing out. Peace.